forgive me for nerding out on the last two fights, but as if we just get to talk about that grappling masterpiece. And now we get into Chris Barnett and Martin Buday, and kind of the tale of two different tapes, right? Chris Barnett, regional superstar, friends with pretty much every fighter you've ever known, your favorite fighter's favorite fighter, I guess you could say. But, I mean, I'm just so happy he got that fight against Gian Villante to show off some of his athleticism and skills. I mean, that's a guy who had to take on Big Ben Rothwell in his UFC debut. I mean, that is just no joke. And he actually got a much more favorable opportunity there for his second fight. And again, man, he's exciting. He's fun-loving. I mean, the guy just he exudes everything you want to see in a potential heavyweight, right? I mean, the guy's nickname is Huggy Bear. These little things about him just make you fall in love with the guy. And then we got Martin Buday, tail of the tape of a Dana White Contender Series type contender. You look at the fight that he had against Hood, and the one thing about that one is, that he can take a punch. He took some pretty hard shots in that fight. Was actually bleeding pretty badly from the nose, I think. And you look at the way he utilizes the clinch, right? That's the one thing about this fight that I think works very well for him. The simple fact that he likes to use the clinch so much, get it up against the fence, was using heavy body shots to kind of keep Hood uncomfortable, and then he lands a big knee to basically finish the fight off. And there were chances that even before that knee, they were going to call the fight based on how well he was able to keep him in the corner there and just keep feeding him shots. But now that's where you kind of want to say, one, not a huge size discrepancy here, which is a good thing for Barnett at this weight class. Two, I think the skill as an MMA fighter between Hood and Barnett, Hood being that classic style football player, maybe what you would call a poor man's Greg Hardy, I guess. But in any case, I think if you watch that tape, there's just a lot of, just even getting underhooks or trying to find ways to spin your opponent, just things you see as an MMA, enthusiast so often, like it's the bread and butter, but then you kind of like, oh, whoa, something should definitely change here. And I think Chris Barnett will be able to do that. I think in those moments, he'll be able to utilize some skill, some center of gravity, some just good thought process. I think Hood was getting really into the idea of just trying to finish him on the feet and got lucky with those few punches there. It's lucky. I hate using that word lucky, but got excited with a few of those punches there, and I think it just ended up going very poorly for him. But with Chris Barnett, I think you're going to see some patience there. I think that at distance is where he does his best work. So for Martin Buday, it's pretty simple, right? Do exactly what you like to do. Avoid some big shots, get in close, keep it up against the fence, use the body work. You got good power there. You can take a punch, so if he were to throw anything big at you on your way in, you can probably handle it. Barnett also got tired when he fought Big Ben Rothwell towards the second round, but you got to give Chris Barnett some credit here. He's trying to work on his diet. He's now, on an actual diet plan with Beast Nutrition. And, it's funny. It's a perfect nickname for him, right? I don't know where to go with this fight. I think that a Barnett that's watching his weight and coming out more athletic could be exactly what spells the tape for Buday in this fight. I mean, I'm going to say Buday's a favorite. Maybe of a minus 150 line is what I got written here. But Barnett's a live underdog here, especially if he comes in healthy, has a good weight cut. The big thing for me, it's just his footwork and athleticism is what's going to make this fight tough for Buday. But if Buday is able to catch him, if he's able to get the clinch done pretty easily, I think this is a good fight for Martin Buday to show off his skills at the UFC level. So let's go Buday minus 150. I think there's a little bit more outliers to consider with Barnett's path to victory here. So we'll go Buday minus 150, but Barnett, I mean, like I said, live dog, and you can probably guess that I'm going to sprinkle him most likely and maybe take him as a pick. We'll have to see closer to weigh-in day and once we get a little graphic to make our final picks. But there it is. Martin Buday, minus one. Guys, I'm hitting these lines like crazy. Martin Buday, minus 163 opener, but now he's as high as a minus 230 on Pinnacle. If you're paying minus 230, you're all wrong. But on the flip side, if you're looking for a Chris Barnett juiced line, on the opposite side, plus 193 is looking pretty nice after that plus 120 opener. But again, I think this line really represents how we're describing this fight, right? Buday has a bit more of the tangible, classic ways of getting this fight into the areas that he likes, whereas Barnett is going to rely a little bit more on the athleticism, finding ways to keep the distance and land some big blows to get Buday out of there at some point of the fight. I think it's a crazy fun heavyweight fight. I mean, these guys aren't anywhere close to a title fight, but in terms of enjoyment and really laying it out there, I think both these guys are hungry as hell, and it's going to be fun to watch.